Yeah. This ain't about gossip. This ain't about noise. This about ownership. Clarity, strategy, power. Mind your business. Level up, no limits. Stop grinding in it. Start building a vision. CEO mindset. Boss moves relentless. Confusion. It's time to get intentional.
Hello, everybody. Hey, y'all. Today we have an exciting guest, and she just made up her mind that it's never too late to become what you should have been. I'm talking about Charlotte Church. She didn't take the traditional path. She raised 5 kids. She worked in the coal mine, did hair, made soap, and she told anybody that listened one day she was going to Atlanta to make movies. And guess what? She did that. This was not luck. This is a woman who finally stopped waiting on permission and started building. This is what she did. She took a step and she made it happen. Let's welcome to the stage Charlotte Church. Good morning, Charlotte. How are you? And I'm so glad to have you here today.
Good morning. Thank you. I feel well, and thank you so much for having me.
All right. Just tell us a little about you and just what made you make this decision.
Well, this decision is from a dream of mine for quite some time. Actually, since I was a kid and watching Good Times with my family. And I used to tell my parents that I'm going to be on TV. And they asked me, doing what? And I was like, what they're doing. Like, life happened and I have several different career paths because I always felt like if I wanted to do something and it was attainable, to go for it. So that's how I ended up with my many titles.
That's good. That is great. Look, what was the thread that connected all of this together?
I would say the thread that kept all of this together was because of my beliefs. And so it was a matter of intertwining that, to make the best of it. It's as if, being a designer, a wardrobe designer, and you take it to different pieces of fabric when you intertwine them with that thread. Well, that's what I did with my many different aspirations, talents, and gifts. I intertwined those different pieces of fabric to create a masterpiece, but the thread was indeed my faith.
And that's great. And that's all it takes. A lot of times people don't believe, some people don't believe that faith will take you anywhere you want to be. I'm one of those believers too. You just got to believe it. What the Bible say, you just got to have faith the size of a mustard seed. And you had that faith and you made it happen.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Okay, you raised 5 kids and you told them you were moving back to Atlanta,
I did.
a career in TV and film. When did you actually make that move? What happened to make you say, okay, enough is enough. Let me go to Atlanta and do this?
Well, I think the part was 3 years ago, and my daughter lived here, and she was having trouble getting a good sitter for her baby, her newborn. So I started traveling back and forth, helping her. And then, like, I just was growing in Tuscaloosa, and I knew that I wanted more and more. And so I decided to move here to actually assist. And I met someone who was working in film, and they invited me to come and audit their class. And I told them this is something I've always wanted to do, but I'm too old now. Too much is different, and I know I have a background and go to college. Well, she was like, no, we have classes. My husband is great. You should just come and check it out. And that's what I did. I went to the class and I audited it. So when I got ready to start, and I called her and I said, hey, I'll start class this week. And she said, okay, bring a monologue. When she said bring a monologue, I freaked out. I'm like, I don't know. I can't memorize anything. As you know. And that's another story, but I went to the class and the book you're familiar with that I both had in, I knew that by memory. So I ended up doing a monologue from my book and the class.
Wow. 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 That's something. You just made it happen.
Yeah.
Now, one thing you said, procrastination was your biggest challenge, and tunnel vision was the cure. Now, break that down for me. What does tunnel vision actually look like in your day-to-day life while you building everything else?
Tunnel vision for me looks like a very lonely solo. And the reason why I say that is because I had to learn what distractions were and to make the necessary adjustments, which can also be small boundaries and knowing that I won't be available for everybody because that's what I was used to. And it would give me support so easily because of my heart. I would put everything for my needs because I always thought about that different people to me and needed my assistance that I was supposed to serve and be faithful. But then I had to learn serve myself and learn to put myself first because if I don't, I will continue to fall by the wayside and put it someone else for me. So my television became very focused on self.
And that's great because people don't realize you got to get your focus where it need to be in order to be successful. And pretty much that's what I've done. I've zoned just about everybody out. My family, everybody, because nobody care about what you are trying to do but you. And you got to stay focused. Now, you said accountability has made the biggest impact on your growth. Tell me exactly what the hardest thing you've ever seen or you've gone through during this period of your life.
So one of the hardest or the most difficult, painful experience that I had when I filmed my first ever well, and I had a cast people who believed it. They came on board. It was a passion project, which means they not a large, and I had some top people from the industry approaching me, and all they wanted was to see me succeed. We filmed that movie last August, and I went for more because the person who I gave the film to with the editing sabotaged, hijacked it, kidnapped. And I was supposed to enter a contest by a deadline on this contest. And it was a very painful experience, but you know, it was just a lot of trickery that happened. And I was like, are they trying to do my movie? You know, I wrote it, I directed, I produced it. Everybody knows. And so they sent me on a wild goose as far as, tracking numbers and this and that. Long story short, by a miracle, what I call it, and just in my faith, believe in God that I was going to have possession of my faith again. It showed up at the where I lived in November from the post office. And they told me we had to open it to see if there was any indication of how to find an address for you or something because it wasn't even proper as anything. It was meant to never get it, to give the illusion that they tried to send it to me. And the post office finally tracked me down and repackaged the file. And they sent it to my building. I went to the mail room looking for some makeup I ordered. And I saw a brown big envelope. And I'm like, why would they send makeup in this plain looking up? And once I opened it, I realized it was my, and I just, oh my God, that was just such a moment. So this be the editor and we will have a to watch. So,
Okay. Well, so is that the pre-production featured movie about the community where you grew up?
no. So the name of the film that I just mentioned, Soul Disco. It looks like Soul Disco, but when you put the words together, it's Soul Disco. And it's a period from the 70s about a school in this. But the pre-production, no, that's been a Boone, and it's inspired by a road where I grew up in Alabama, and I can't wait to tell that story. It's amazing.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. So what does it mean to you, to tell this story, especially about a place where you came, the place that made you?
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I thank you for saying that because I've referred to many of times, Holt made me. Tuscaloosa County, the whole district. And just growing up with friends, my cousins, there was so many of us. And we got into it. We would play, we would leave home early in the sleep back in the evenings, ride our bikes, and it was good. We could do this. But we were all through a Boone's Hollow, which is used to be an open road that is now closed because there was so many stories about it being haunted, just a quicksand and just different things. And even when I would ride in the car with my family, I would still duck down and because the trees and everything over here, it just was so scary. And I just would remember the different stories, that my aunt Shirley and different people tell. And I was just afraid to follow. But I love where I'm from so much, and I want to make sure that that's included at these different fabrics, of what I created. And so it's inspired by Boone's Hollow, but it takes a whole different twist and turn, and it is just absolutely fascinating. It just makes a lot to me to be able to bring a part of my childhood into where I am today.
That's great. That is great. I cannot wait because I actually forgot about that name, Boone Hall.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But you said you wasted a lot of time waiting on somebody else to tell you that your ideas were good enough. I know all too well about that. So, what do you wish you had somebody have said to you or you said to yourself to make you really make the move that you wanted to make?
When I think about it, I just really wish someone had told me, girl, do it because you can. People used to compliment, and I say that in humble form available, but I I knew that I gifts and talents, and most of them came out because my siblings were older and didn't want to be bothered. So when I was 5, they were like 10 and 15 or 16, and so I was left with my imagination to create playtime and stories and friends in my mind, and that's what I did. So I knew that I had these different abilities to create, to make things, but it's like I just wanted me to go for it. It's like fear had me sick. It's not that I didn't believe that I could. I knew that I could, but I just felt like I think being the baby of the family that that can break my personality still made me feel like for a long time I needed somebody to help me with it or to give me their blessings or their permission. And I just really think that I stood on 10 and just went for it. But I am a firm believer that teaching is everything. And just because of the different people I am connected to at the time and God has put me on the path with, I wrote that this.
Well, that's good. So, right now, we're going to take a brief pause
Okay.
for a commercial break. Before we get back to the conversation, here's a quick reminder. Gurll Mind Your Business is where we help women amplify their voice, own their message, and show up with confidence. Through real conversation, strategy, and powerful insights, we help you get clear, get visible, and build with purpose. If you're ready to stop shrinking, start speaking, and turn your voice into impact, you're in the right place. Gurll Mind Your Business, where we help you amplify your voice and mind your business.
Just stop. Enough is enough. There's no role that you need to be what you're doing other than your God. And I just start setting some aside every day for myself because it's so lost. In 24 hours, it's very easy to get lost in the things that don't even have with you. So your faith, whatever your belief system is, your prayer life, time aside for yourself, just to gather your thoughts, just to take deep breaths, to smell the rope, to smell the coffee and drink it. That's what I was saying is, not wait. And if something in your gut, your spirit has been on your mind, think about it daily and it comes effortlessly for you. That's your gift. That's your calling. And you should get a vision in order to make.
Now that's great. That is great because each week I create a cookie crumble before your episode come out. That's Charlotte's cookie crumble for the week. And that is great because you don't need permission. A lot of people say if they have a significant other, oh, I've got to see what they say. No, if that's what you want to do, that's what you need to do. Stop waiting on somebody else to give you permission. You know, we could go into that could be an episode alone because I I've heard you too old for this. You need to do something else. You need to retire. You always in the way. I've heard people just crush other people's ideas, and it's so unnecessary because, and I have this shirt, and I say this, I think, on every episode: be you, do you, for you. And I live by that. I have actually two shirts. I've had that reproduced on another shirt because I really believe people should do what they need to do for them and nobody else.
Right.
So, and you said this, you said it's never too late to become what you should have been. Now, what does that actually mean for women who feel like, they already behind? Because you said you started late and age has nothing to do with it, I know. But tell me what that means to women who feel like they're still behind.
It means it's not too late. And if you're hearing my voice, this is your sign that now is the time for you. Whatever you have dreamed in, it doesn't matter. If you still have breath in your body, it is still I was probably 9 years old, first all the times were right there. But I felt like they are teaching this little girl picking something. I can do it too. Why can't I? And that seed planted in me of watching those episodes years ago, almost 50 years ago. But here I am doing everything that I always wanted to and becoming everything that I always wanted to be. I always wanted to make a difference in people's lives by or something to or some type of kindness, words of wisdom, or even my opinion or hairstyle or smelling. All of these are a part of my career path. But still have breath in your body. It's telling you can. I work along people that I've watched TV and I still have to push myself because They act like I'm looking at them like, wow, wait till my time on this. And it's just a very humbling experience, and I'm loving the journey.
Right. Well, that's great. Okay, we got a few more minutes
Okay.
uh before we shut down. But I just want you to give your closing remarks. I'm gonna put in the episode, let them know how they can reach out to you and what you're doing so much. I'll just let you speak about what you're doing and what you want them to reach out for. So you just give your closing remarks.
Yeah, I would like for you all to take a bit away from this podcast episode. If you have always do a career in acting on any level, or if you would just like to, in one of my films or someone else's films, I would love for you to reach out to me. You can email me at cchurch21@gmail.com, and you can do a consultation with me, and I can take you steps because I have truly learned enough lessons to actually help someone else get to their desired end. And I'm doing that on a daily basis.
Okay, well, that's great. I just, I'm telling you, I'm just so excited for you. I'm so proud of you because
Thank
it's
you. Thank
never
you.
too late. It is never too late. You're not too far behind. Don't worry about that. And I tell anybody that my mama used to say all the time, age ain't nothing but a number and people need to get over themselves.
Right,
Just like,
right.
and you knew my mom.
Absolutely.
She put on what she wanted to put on. She did everything. And I remember my sister told her one time, you shouldn't be dressing like that. You should wear something else. She say, when you go in the store, the clothes on the rack don't say old people buy this, young people buy this. You buy what you want. And if you feel
That's right.
good
That's
in it,
right.
wear it. And I'm a firm believer of that. I don't care what it is. If I feel like I can do it, I'm doing it. So you are doing just great. Like I say, I'm so proud of you. I don't know what to do. I don't do a whole lot of say a whole lot, but I just want you to know right here today, I'm proud of you, and I just want you to keep it on. So if anything today was said or you could replay or anything, if this episode made you think, reach out to Charlotte, reach out to me if you need her information. I just want everybody to applaud you and thank you so much for coming out. And you can like, share, comment, whatever. I'm going to put your link in the description so everybody can have that information. And on that note, go be great. And Charlotte, you just hold on. If you want to say one more thing, you can.
I just want to thank you for inviting me on the show and for your support given over the years that people don't know about. You have been a career of mine and someone to look up to because you've done a lot, with your business and your first history being made, with you and things like that. So I thank you for, always cheering for being in my corner, supporting my business, and supporting me as a woman, from another woman. I appreciate it.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming out. And we'll see you next time because I want to hear when those movies come out, I want to have you back and we can talk about all of that.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.